Hello, everybody, and welcome to the final round of the 2025 FIA Motocross World Championship. We are in Darwin, Australia, for the MXGP of Australia, presented by Sitzler. And on our studio show today, we have Rasmus Jorgensson, who's the team manager for Resta and Husqvarna Factory Racing. We've got Davide Carli, who's team manager for Red Bull KTM Factory Racing, and Lorenzo Resta, Moto Sprint photographer. But before we check in with our guest, obviously my name's Paul Malin, but today you can call me Bruce, and I've got Sheila Leyland here alongside me. G'day, Sheila. How you doing?
How are you?
Final round. Here we are. We made it.
Yeah. Are you enjoying it down under?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
we're not doing the whole show like that, are we?
No.
Okay. Good.
No. But it's nice to end the season here, though, isn't it? Something new, something different, a little bit more heat to spicing things up.
And what a fantastic venue this Hidden Valley Motorsports Complex is in terms of the racetrack, the elevation. I think the fans are going to be in for a real treat.
I'm actually quite blown away by it, to be honest with you. Yeah. It's just so impressive. The racetrack's impressive, and it's going to lend itself to, I know, some great races.
Cool.
So.
Should we crack on then?
Yeah, let's.
Rasmus Jorgensson, Resta and Husqvarna Factory Racing team manager. Final round, obviously a big weekend for you and for our next guest as well with the riders and stuff. But Kai arrives trailing Simon Langenfelder by 16 points. Do you and does Kay still believe, fundamentally, that he can be world champion this weekend?
We have to,
yeah,
and we do, obviously. Anything can happen. The thing is, we are coming from, after Medley Basin, 70 points down, so he's had a really good run, you know, in the end of the season, and to just be in this position is great for us. But it's clear that he needs to go and execute this weekend. You know, 16 points is a lot. But it's also not a lot. It's motocross, but we will just have to see how it goes, and he needs to be on his A game like any weekend during the year. You know.
On paper, he has more race wins and more podiums, but what would you say has been the sort of biggest difference between the two riders over the course of the year?
Well, I think they've both been great. You know, they both had a great season. For Kai, obviously, defending the title is never easy. History shows it's not easy. He was leading the championship, and unfortunately, he had some injuries, which was really a tricky period in the middle of the season where he lost a lot of ground and a lot of points. I think that Simon has a strong points of his starts. We are struggling a lot with the starts with Kai. He's very, very heavy. But overall, you know, whoever wins it on Sunday deserves it. That's really how I see it, you know, because it's such a long series. It's 20 rounds. We go all around the world, and you to be there till the end, you need to show up every single weekend, and these two boys have done that.
Yeah, well, the past couple of years, we've seen the addition of points in the qualifying races. Would you say, Rasmus, this year that the qualifying races have been, should I say, Kai's weakness? Because he has scored 20 points less than Simon, hasn't he?
Yeah, definitely. Last year when he won the title, he was very strong on Saturdays. This year, he's been less strong on Saturdays, and it just does make a difference. That's for sure. That's clear. You know, statistic doesn't lie. But we don't want to go in to overanalyze, you know. It's still just motocross, and we need to try and maximize every single weekend. And that's what we're trying to do. That's what we're always trying to do. And we will do that here as well. And we will see how it goes tomorrow, late afternoon.
Yeah. You just touched upon it then. You mentioned the injuries kind of beginning mid-season. He had that ankle injury, just a few niggling issues there. How much do you think that those injuries did cost him this?
Well, it cost him a lot. It really did. He was leading, you know, from the first round, and he was consistent. He was doing really well. That ankle injury that he got in Erne really made him not be able to ride the bike during the week. Then he crashed the following weekend in Teutschenthal, I believe. Had some muscle damage on the shoulder blade, and all the way up till the UK, he was not on the bike once. So we were just going from race to race, and he was in pain, you know, and mentally really tricky time. So definitely it was we lost a lot of points due to that. That's clear, you know. But it happens. There's no reason to look back and say if that didn't happen. It happened, and I think we really maximized every single race, even in that situation, you know. And for that, I'm proud. And I'm proud of him for keep fighting, because it was a tough time. And to be here is, we would really not have thought that a few months ago.
Yeah. Obviously, you mentioned Erne. Matterley was another one, but you said there he didn't ride leading into that one. So they were 2 rounds that probably got away in terms of overall performance. As a team manager, how do you deal with that, whether you're leading the championship or not? You know what I mean? What kind of words do you say to comfort the rider? Because obviously their job is to go and win, make the podium and things like that. So in those difficult moments, how is that to deal with, a rider of Kai's ability and status?
Well, it's first of all, it's not only me, it's a whole team effort. We have great people who knows their place and what they have to do, and together we are obviously speaking about how we should approach this, that we're all in one line, and also involving Kai and speaking how he's feeling and all of this. But ultimately, this sport is so brutal, and there might be guys here this weekend that we don't even know about that has something, some small injuries. This is how this sport works. So you gotta get through it. As long as you can somehow cope with the pain, you gotta try and get through it. The tricky thing for Kai was really that he couldn't ride the bike, and by UK, he just hadn't had enough bike time, and he lost way too many points there.
On the flip side, some great performances, Belgium and Finland, 1-1-1s, turning things around massively, maximising the situation, as you said, as and where he could. Couldn't quite do it in Holland, but like 2 wins and a decent quali on Saturday. And that, I guess, is the positive in all of this, isn't it? He's never really lost sort of sight of what his goal is still. He's always believed he's been in the fight.
Exactly, and that's what I'm most proud about, is really that England was such a tough weekend for him mentally, and also in terms of the championship, But how we as a team sat down Monday morning, right after the GP, and we made a plan. We said, like, now your pain level is good enough to start riding, so you're not going on holiday like the majority of the paddock would, because we had a lot of time there. We're doing this, because in Finland, you need to be back to your level, and we managed to do that, and that was a key moment to turn things around, and to be in this position we're in now.
Yeah. Well, it is the final round. There's everything to play for. First impressions of the track, Rasmus, and how's Kai feeling after free practice?
Oh, he's feeling great. Both my guys love the track. It's so open, has a lot of lines, nice jumps, flowy. Very, very surprised with the whole venue. Everybody's super positive about it. It's extremely hot, but they really enjoyed the free practice, and I think it's going to be a great racetrack. It's gonna be a track where you can make a difference, and with the heat, it's gonna be demanding. So it will be a tough day in the office tomorrow for the boys.
Definitely.
Just real quick.
In terms of goals this weekend, silly question, but I guess for Kai, it's just a case of go out there, try and win everything, and just see what happens.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. Yeah. It's pretty simple for him, and for Liam, we really want to try and end it on a high. China last weekend was obviously a difficult race because of what happened last year. So it's for him. I think it's important to go out and end this season with a strong result. And in the end, in the whole scheme of the whole big picture, he has done a great job this year. Coming back from that bad injury, and he's shown great things. He had the red plate. Like, it's been a very successful year overall, and something to build on. So cool.
Exactly.
Well, look, Rasmus, we wish you all the best, and Kai, and obviously the rest of the team this weekend. And obviously, we don't know how this one's going to play out. We're all on the edge of our seats as well.
We'll see.
But, all the best, and we'll see you at the end of the weekend.
Thank you, guys.
No
Thanks
problem.
for having me.
Well, our next guest is getting ready to join us now. Of course, that's Davide Carli from Red Bull KTM Factory Racing. But before we catch up with him, here's a little snippet from our latest episode of Behind the Gate Cultural Shift. Enjoy.
The MX2 World Championship this year has been amazing, with the last 6 GP wins going back and forth between Simon Langenfelder and Kai de Wolf. And not one rider in the MX2 class has had back-to-back wins all year.
How However, heading into Turkey, Kai de Wolf has actually got more wins than Simon Langenfelder and more podiums, which is where that consistency has come from, which is why he's able to reduce the gap over recent rounds.
So the top two in MX2 are now just 12 points apart, but with so many other riders capable of getting in the mix, taking points off of one of the contenders, it really is on the edge, that MX2 World Championship, as we make the cultural shifts from Turkey to China to Australia for the 2025 season.
Sasha Coonan picked up his first ever qualifying race win on the Saturday, and you could really see that that was a weight lifted of his shoulders. You saw that in his Sunday race, particularly in that first race where he was totally unstoppable. He was just so fast and no one could catch him, and he turned that into his third Sunday race win of the year.
And we've got a bit of an interesting fight going on here between these two. De Wolf has been caught by Langenfelder. Langenfelder tried to run around the outside, maybe thought better of it. Didn't want to feel the wrath of the elbow from De Wolf. He's going to go the long way round here. That first race for Simon Langenfelder, we saw him really have to dig deep, come from behind. And even though he did catch Kai, Kai was able to respond and as a result reduce the gap. And so going into race 2, that gap now just 9 points between Simon and Kai. Hello everybody and welcome back to our live studio show here on MXGPTV.com with me, Paul Malin and Lisa Leyland. Final round of the FI Motocross World Championship here, the MXGP of Darwin, Australia, presented by Sitzler. Our second guest joins us now, Davide Carli, Red Bull KTM Factory Racing. Good to see you. Before we talk specifically about Simon, a great season is about to come to an end. How have you enjoyed the season overall?
Overall, it was an incredible season, I can say. The class this year in MX2 it was amazing. We had 5 riders who shared the red plate. So this is something we never had in the history of the sports, honestly.
Yeah.
So far really good. Simon is showing a great speed. And it was really good this year in general. It was really consistent, let's say, if you compare to the others here.
Obviously, as we mentioned a moment ago with Rasmus Jorgensson, Simon arrives here with a 16-point lead. That's a nice lead, but there's still a long way to go. You cannot sort of take anything for granted, even before the qualifying race, can you?
No, of course. We don't arrive here the last race with a 60-point lead. Only 16 point is nothing. So you need to stay really focused, and you just have to do what he's able to do. Just have fun. This is the first rule, like always.
Yeah.
Well, he's held the red plate since Latvia. Have you been surprised at his level of consistency this year compared to previous years?
Let's say in the beginning of the year, the first race in Argentina, you could see Simon was really fast, but we struggled a little bit still with the heat. In Ernée, he took the red plate. In Tauchenthal, we lost the red plate in his home GP, but then we took again the red plate in Latvia. And after Latvia, he's showing great speed. We take a lot of points to Kai, more than 50, I think. But then the Sen GP was coming. Kai was getting better and better. He's very fast in the Sen, so he catch up to Simon a lot of points in Finland. Then we went to Arnhem also, and in Belgium also. So what I can see is that it's more different than last year, because this year he's showing that he's there. He's showing that he really wants this title. So you can see.
Yeah. If you could think of a GP this season that really made a difference, do you think it would have been Switzerland, where Simon went 1-1 for the first time, or is there another GP that you think really
No, other GPs, every GP is different, and every GP has his own particular things, and of course, Switzerland was one of the best.
Yeah. Well, we mentioned it with Rasmus earlier, the qualifying races. One of Simon's strengths are the qualifying races. He scored 135 points. Kai scored 115 points so far. Do you think that was one of the main factors at the moment for the progress?
Yeah. Of course, that was one of the point. But in general, what I really like from Simon this year was the overall consistency. That was the main point.
Yeah, exactly.
In the past, Simon's weakness seems to have been his inability to, sort of deal with the heat. But last weekend in China, we saw a different Simon. He was strong even in the second race, and after putting in good rides as well. Mentally, he seems better prepared now for everything, like heat isn't even a factor for him.
We know that the weak point from Simon, one was the heat, also in the previous years. This year we struggle a little bit still in Argentina, but then during the year we find new things, to adapt better to the heat. And I can say, in China was really good because it was more hot than Argentina. Yeah. He improved this topic.
Yeah. And in terms of how Simon was feeling, he was on our flight actually on Sunday night, so I sat just behind him. How is he feeling during the week, and how is he feeling now after the free practice?
Pretty good. After China, of course, he was really happy about the racing. Okay, Andrea passed him in the end, but he was still happy because we catch up point to Kai. Then he flew directly here before, so he can adapt to the heat and to the food, to everything. And he's really happy. When we walked the track, he saw the track. First he liked the track because he liked this kind of track, open with those big jump. And after the free practice, he said, "Fuck, I love the track."
Yeah.
Excuse his French.
Yeah. Davide, what would be the key factor this weekend, do you think, between Simon and Kai? What is going to make that difference?
We don't have to do special things. He needs to be fast because 16 points is not a lot, so we don't want to calculate too much and think too much. Starting will be important like always. And he needs to show great speed. But I think he's able to do this year. We can take the title.
Okay. Well, Kai has the advantage of knowing what it feels like to have a world title. Simon doesn't have that, but the team does. So you know what it feels like to be at this stage for the game. What advice have you given Simon ahead of this weekend, just to sort of keep calm and manage it?
Of course. We don't wanna stress him. Also because we are able to say after many years of experience and title, we know how to handle the situation. So Simon looks to me really calm also, and also really focused. So everything is under control right now.
Cool.
Okay.
And just finally, first impression on the track, and everybody happy?
I could say if they close my eyes and they bring me here, I say where I am. Yeah. I am in US. Track, it's amazing. The place is amazing. The track builder, organizer, they did a great job. Also the dirt is really good, the mix with sand, so it's gonna be fun to watch.
Cool. Well, look, Davide, Carli, we are out of time, but all the best, and let's see how everything plays out come Sunday afternoon.
Thanks.
No problem. Right, before we meet our final guest, let's take another look back at our behind the gates, a cultural shift. More action from Turkey.
Team Honda Motor Blues SR Motors had a really tough season this year with many problems and injuries with Alberto Ferrato, who joined them after a very difficult 2024 season with Standing Construct Honda. And after 2 tough seasons played with injury, who knows what's next for the Italian? Kevin Hawkmo has showed some real promise this year, especially in the qualifying race in Erne, where we saw him hold off Febvre to come second behind Lucas Kuhnen in that race. But then on the Sunday's race, he picked up a shoulder injury, and since then he's had many complications with that injury, which ended up ruling him out for the rest of the year.
One rider who's finding it tough in MXGP at the moment is Quentin Prunier. Obviously, he's only a handful of races into the Premier class, having moved up from MX2 recently. But just goes to show how difficult it is to move from a 250 to a 450. Not only that, he's moving from a KTM to a Honda. But also, you know, that lack of experience on 450 is really starting to show. So he's going to need a good winter of preparation in the off-season just to be able to turn things around, provided, of course, he stays in MXGP next year. We don't know.
I want to work on the way to be where I deserve to be and where I should be, because, you know, definitely need to work on my starts and need to make it better, because my lap times and my ride doesn't really reflect the results, you know. The riding is definitely better. So no, I just want to take it races by races, and yeah, just do better, man, to be honest. Just feeling as a better guy on the bike and just being faster every weekend, get some more confidence, and that's it. That's the main goal, because I think if I get that, the results are going to definitely get better and better.
Hello everybody, and welcome back to our live studio show here on MXGPTV.com with me, Paul Malin, and Sheila Leyland. It's the MXGP of Australia presented by Sitzler, and what a fantastic aerial view that was of the Hidden Valley Motorsport Complex, which is where this final round is taking place. Well, joining us now on our studio show, our final guest, Lorenzo Resta. He was our first guest at the beginning of the year in Cordoba. He's our final guest here of the year in Australia. Lorenzo, good to see you. Moto sprint photographer, photojournalist. What have you made of the championship overall, in a nutshell, both classes, real quick?
It was a great season, Paul, Lisa. Really, really pleased to see you again at the end of the season. That's quite emotional for me, I have to say. It was a great season. MXGP was amazing, but I think Dynamics 2 overall was, on a sports side, technical side, even better, with 5 riders having the red plate, so many wins, different wins from different teams. It was a great championship, and it's not yet done. So.
Absolutely. And if you are a betting man, I'm not suggesting in any way, shape or form that you are, but if you were going to put your money on Kai or Simon, where are you kind of edging your bets to?
I would like to make 70 on Simon and 30 on Kai. They both can win the title, that's clear. I think that Simon this year proved that he's a little bit more mature compared to last seasons. Maybe Kai is, I don't know, looks to me a little less aggressive and, you know, determined compared to last season. I don't know if there's something during the season that went wrong or whatever, but still is there fighting for defending his title. So that's great. Yeah.
Well, some would say it's harder to defend a title than it is to actually get it to begin with. But it is also very hard to come up against a rider that is so consistent.
Yeah.
And that is exactly what Simon's been this year, isn't it?
Yes.
Consistent.
I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
In the history of our sport, it's clear that it's even always more difficult to defend your title than to conquer the first one. Adamo is the proof, Carli is the proof. Many riders have lost the title of the second season. But on the same time, I think that Kai arrived in Argentina with a kind of aura of the winner, the stronger. And that was really difficult for the others to go against this, you know, against this already kind of big champion.
Yeah. The energy of him.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
exactly that. Well, looking at this track here, who do you think it will suit the most if you consider like the heat, the dirt, the pressure of getting that world title?
For sure, for Simon, the pressure will be a little bit higher. He's not used to fight for the title. It's 3 years that he's finishing at the 3rd place, so it's finally there, you know. For what concerns the track, I guess possibly this is the same for both. Track suits for both. It's a little bit more sandy, so that can a little bit help Kai on find maybe better lines, better flow, better speed. But to me, they have the same possibilities due to the track conditions.
Yeah.
Andrea Adamo, former world champion, he was in the battle for this championship up until a couple of rounds ago, but looks like he's going to be taking 3rd overall in the championship. Certainly at least 2nd, because he can't win the championship now.
No.
It's still a good season, but do you feel that it's a title that he could have won or should have won?
Yeah, to me, this is his best season. overall.
In terms of stats and race wins
Yes.
and Grand Prix,
and
yes.
also on the kind of riding style and aggressivity on track, overtaking, it was his best season. That's, for me, it's clear. On the other hand, something was missing in some key moments of the season, and when he had some down compared to Kai and to Simon, was much more down.
Yeah.
And the ups were really good too, but in the meantime, there was something missing. And it's a shame because he could have been here fighting for the title. And that would be like, you know, great. 3 riders fighting for the title last round. But yeah, unfortunately.
But is he starting to believe in himself again, though, after the season that he's had this year?
Yeah.
Even though he's not going to win this year, is the psychology, because last year he really struggled with being a defending champion.
I think that Andreas back on his roots, is back on where he was in 2023 while he won his first title. And I'm pretty sure that this season helped him a lot to build up the next one. You know, now he believes in himself. And while he lost, or while he has a bad day, it's not like on the ground. He's reflecting on, okay, I know what was wrong, let's go on. And I think that Joel helps him a lot on this also.
Exactly. Well, let's move on to MXGP. Romain Febvre, at the moment, 47 points clear of Lucas. Okay, it's not over until it's over, but it is difficult to see him losing this right now, isn't it?
Yeah,
Thoughts?
for sure. This is a sport, as everyone says, everything can happen, from technical issue to injury to whatever. But still, I think that, of course, Romain deserved the title. Romain did a fantastic season. The last rider who won an MXGP title with Yamaha, the first probably to win with the Kawasaki after 27 years or something. First title for Kawasaki since 202 with Maschio. So I think that is a historical moment.
Or actually, there was Porcel in there as well, 2006 in MX2.
6. Yeah, you're right, of course. And yeah, so I think that it really deserves, and it will be crown champion at the end. For sure, for Lucas was a great season. Everyone is really surprised about the fact that he was already fighting for the title the first season.
Yeah.
But if you take the recent history, Romain won his title the first season, Team won his title the first season, many riders, even really young, won the title at the first season. Probably they become the season as underdog, not so much pressure on them, and that's helped them to build up confidence and to feel stronger and stronger. They don't have nothing to lose. And that's, I think, was clear for Lucas, clear for the team. The Carli helped him and his brother a lot to grow compared to past. I call them the factory of the champions.
Yeah.
Sasha won in China is 170 Grand Prix for the Carli.
Wow.
It's their history.
Wow.
14 world title.
Yeah.
It's clear that they do a good job.
Okay, well, we were talking about consistency earlier with Simon. Romain, he's been consistent, hasn't he? 14 podiums. And if you kind of take a step back and look at the situation, would you say that experience has conquered over youth this time?
I agree totally with you. Pretty sure that the experience of Romain helped him a lot. Average of point is more than 49 point something. That is a little bit less than Prado last year, but more than guys at the previous one. So the Prado, same, the previous one. So I think that Romain did a fantastic job. He was able to use his experience in some of the most demanding moments of the season. While Lucas was just 9 points behind him, I think that many will crack under this pressure, but not him.
And obviously, we mentioned Lucas. It's still been a phenomenal season for him, hasn't it? 13 race wins, 13 podiums, 5 Grand Prix victories, the same as Romain and Jeffrey.
Yeah.
So if any of those 3 win this weekend, they will have the most wins. And at the end of the day, he should be very proud of what he's achieved, because at the start of the year, I was talking to Davide Carli, and he said, yeah, we're aiming for top 5 to start with. He's gone above and beyond that, you know, challenging for the title up until China and maybe Sweden. They were the 2 rounds that have caught him out. But second, it's still fantastic in his first year.
Absolutely, yes. I don't think that Lucas thinks
if
so.
Things stay like that,
yes,
obviously.
I don't think that Lucas thinks the same, because he's a racing animal. He's a kind of rider that never have enough of being faster, being winning. So I think that for him, it's disappointing to be second. But that's an 18 years old at the first season in MXGP, contending the title till the last moto probably, or I hope so for him. And so I think that he did a great job. From now on, you have only to build. But as it's more difficult to win the second title to confirm, it's probably also difficult to fight for the title for the second year in a row.
Yeah.
Team will be there, Jeffrey is in a fantastic moment. Romain, I think that is not done yet. So I think that if all the good riders, the top riders, are there next year, maybe it will be even more difficult than this year. But we'll see.
Cool. Well, look, Lorenzo, Resta, we are out of time, but thanks for joining us. First round and the last round of the season.
Yeah, thank you too, guys.
But we are going to be live in a moment with the MX2 time practice session. So just to let everybody know at home exactly where we're going to be. Now, coming up, 12:46, so in about 15 minutes' time, we're going to be live with the MX2 time practice session, immediately followed by MXGP. We've also got the Women's World Championship, their final round. So we've got their first race today. 16 points between Lotte van Droon and Chiara Fontanesi, Daniela Guillen. So that one is not decided yet either. And of course, we've got the MX2 qualifying and MXGP qualifying races to come. That's it for our studio shows. We are out of time here, but stay tuned. MX2 still to be decided. Kai de Wolf and Simon Langenfelder. Don't know which way that one's going to go. Lotte van Droonen and the girls. And of course, we've got Romain Febvre could clinch the title today, but certainly by tomorrow if he has his own way. But that's it from me, Paul Malin, Lisa Leyland, Lorenzo Resta. Thanks to all of our guests. Thanks for you guys and girls at home watching us throughout the season. We will see you at the Motocross of Nations in 2 weeks in America. But between now and then, enjoy this Grand Prix here in Australia, and we'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.